What's up, podcast? Welcome back to another episode of The House Show. So in today's episode, I will be sharing about this property tax topic with y'all. Let's go. What is actually a property tax? Property tax, it's in full terms what we call it here in Malaysia. It's called real property gain tax. So it's called RPGT. In some other countries, you might call it property gain tax instead of real property gain tax. So I'll just briefly describe a little bit what is property gain tax. So if you actually don't make any gains on your disposal of property, so disposal means selling off. Say if you are buying it for 100,000 and then you sold it off for 150,000, there will be a 50,000 gain. So in that case, you have to pay part of the 50k, a certain percentage, to the government, which is the so-called RPGT, property gain tax. Is it so much to talk about this property gain tax? Actually, we have quite a few tax brackets here in Malaysia. So say if you are citizens, PR, then you have a certain tax bracket. So depending with the holding years, so say the longer you hold, the lesser tax you pay. The purpose of this is to prevent people from speculating properties. So if in this case, if people are speculating properties, then they'll have to pay a higher tax bracket from their gain of their property. For non-citizens or for companies, you then have a different tax bracket as well. So say every groups has a different tax bracket, so which is kinda confusing, but you can actually get the tables everywhere through Google. So basically you just type in real property gain tax 2020 Malaysia, and all you have to do is just to follow the tables that they provide to you. Then you can roughly calculate the amount that you will have to pay if you were to sell this property off, and if there is a gain made. Property gain tax is also one of the cooling measure and also the heating measure for the entire market. I'll explain a little bit more on that. So basically, it's when the market is not going that well, the tax rate would be lower. The purpose of having a lower tax bracket is to encourage the market to go at a faster rate. So say if I am buying a house for, let's just say 100,000, then the tax rate is, let's make it a 10%, and which is quite high, I guess. And then when I were to sell off, I'll actually take the high tax rate into consideration before purchasing my property. Why do we have to pay part of our profit from this so-called property to the government? Because this is what we practice, ma. We also pay part of our incomes. We were to hit that tax bracket, then we'll have to pay tax as well, right? So say today, if my income actually achieve that bracket, then I'll have to pay. If it's below, then I won't have to pay for it, but I still have to report to them so that they have a copy saying that I actually didn't hit that income bracket, so I actually don't have to pay that the so-called income tax. Okay, a little bit off topic there, but just to share a little bit here. Like I mentioned just now, the longer you hold your property, the tax rate that you will need to pay is actually lower. So they actually have a minimum tax rate that you have to pay. So for example, if I hold a house for more than 5 years, the tax rate is 5%. So would it mean that I'll have to pay 0% tax if I hold it for more than 5 years? So let's say 10 years. What's the tax rate at the 10th year? It's still actually 5%. Because the least percent that we would have to pay is 5% after holding it for 5 years. So after holding it for 5 years, we will have to pay 5%. The 4th year might be 10%. So the longer you hold, the lesser tax you pay. But there's still a minimum tax rate you have to pay, which is the 5%. Hopefully I did make myself clear here. Hopefully I did explain the cooling measure and the heating measure for this property gain tax well enough to actually share with you all my thoughts about it. And hopefully this video would actually bring some little value to single person who's watching here. Wait. Remember to give me a like and share it and even subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.